What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people who grow up with siblings in the same household, you are taught early on to make sure y'all look out for each other. Depending on the family dynamic, you might even get in trouble if something happens to your brother or sister on your watch. For older siblings that might have been the only child at first, it might start off with a little bit of hesitation and jealousy because now they have to share and they are not the baby anymore. Eventually, being the oldest, you become the protector, like a third parent. But as time goes on and people grow into themselves, sometimes things happen. Relationships fade, family issues come to the forefront, or one child might feel like the other was always put on a pedestal. And that's how a lot of sibling rivalries start off. For most, they might beef with their brother or sister, but eventually y'all understand whatever the issue is, you are blood and y'all can agree to disagree for the sake of the family and the relationship. But others hold a bitterness. They become resentful, especially if they had all the same opportunities, same parents, grew up in the same household, but somewhere in life, they end up in a bad situation while their sibling is on the road to success. Now the comments come. Your brother or sister has a good job. They went to school. What's going on with you? It's really out of love coming from your family to get yourself together. But depending on the situation, a fallout between siblings could become fatal. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Teaneck, New Jersey to discuss the case of a man who got rid of his twin sister in a cold and evil way while out on bail. Back in 2024, 26-year-old Naomi Hagley was navigating life in Jersey. The beautiful young lady was described as the light of her family, always smiling, uplifting others, stated to have the kind of energy about her that turned strangers into friends and to turn a dark day into a bright one. The young lady had big dreams, coming from a supportive and close-knit family. She was always taught growing up, hard work pays off, and she could be whatever she wanted to be. And the same thing went for her twin brother, also 26 years old, Jonathan Hagley. The siblings grew up close in the same household, same rules and beliefs. As they got older, Naomi went to school at Bergen Community College, received an associate's degree in early childhood education while working multiple jobs. Eventually, the young lady decided she wanted to go back to school where she was pursuing a degree in mass communications. She already had plans on how to celebrate after graduation. In Naomi's spare time, she hung out with the family at their house in Teaneck. She loved the holidays, especially Thanksgiving, where everyone would come together, eat, listen to her favorite music, Afro-Caribbean and reggae. Naomi always wanted to travel and help people and was on a fast track to success. But her brother Jonathan had other things going on. In 2016, he would catch an assault charge that would take him away from the family for years. He was sent to prison, and when he came home, he moved to New York City. He would often come to the family home in Jersey, but when back in the Big Apple, Jonathan made some enemies. His family encouraged the young man to stay out of trouble. But on January 15th, 2024, while out on a block in Harlem, Jonathan got into a shootout in broad day in the middle of a crowded block. He was hit multiple times and he tried to get his get back. So he chased his op around the corner and ended up shooting an innocent bystander, a 37-year-old man, in the back. A police investigation started and it pointed right to him and another man. Fortunately, no one lost their life during the shootout, but he was charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm, reckless endangerment, and attention to murder. He was given a $300,000 bail in which surprisingly, the young man was able to bail out. While out on bail, he tried to lay low and stay away from the city by staying at the family's home in Jersey. It seemed things was going good. Jonathan was getting along with his peoples and his sister Naomi. But on August 15th, 2024, just 6 months after the shootout, police received a frantic call from the family's home of shots fired. When they arrived to the scene, the twins' father was in shambles. He told police his son had just shot his daughter. Police found Naomi suffering from 3 gunshot wounds. She was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, she wouldn't survive her injuries. As police canvassed the neighborhood, someone shared footage from their Ring camera of a man running right after the shooting that fit the description of Jonathan, and the same clothes his father stated the young man had on. Not too long after, he was caught right by the family home. He was in possession of a handgun with the serial number scratched off. He was taken into custody, charged with first-degree hit and weapon violations. The community was in shock that a man would take the life of his own twin sister. Neighbors stated the neighborhood was quiet and stuff like that didn't happen around there. It was no motive given other than a family dispute. A memorial was made for Naomi as the family was left to grieve, and Jonathan went in front of a judge. His lawyer stated he had severe mental health problems since his release from prison, and surprisingly enough, they even asked the judge to deny him bail so they could know where he was at all times. The judge agreed the young man was a danger to society. While in jail awaiting trial, allegedly, Jonathan cut another inmate's face, adding an assault charge to the rest of his charges. But as of now, his case hasn't made its way to court yet, and he is innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Naomi. I send my prayers and condolences to the family. This has to be super tough as a parent, knowing your child took the life of your other child, his twin sister at that. Some say Jonathan was jealous of his sister and that she was the light of the family, but he never stated why he allegedly shot his sister. It seemed like Naomi had a lot going on for herself, and Jonathan couldn't shake back after coming home from prison. Sometimes in families, trying to save a person can be everyone's downfall. I'm sure he probably knew everyone loved and admired Naomi, and sadly enough, if a person feels like an outcast, that can make them snap. But I want to leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. And have you yourself, or do you know somebody that deals with this kind of issue? Maybe a family situation, a sibling rivalry. Let me know your experiences in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, super crazy story. Rest in peace, that young lady. I definitely send my prayers to her family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.